as I started this, I was going to start with, could you think of the first word you're going to say when you start the intro, right? What happened was, and I was going to say that, and then I had a flashback to my childhood. Basically, I had an anime flashback. Like, people watching the story of my life would have went away for about 2 minutes to experience something that I'm about to describe to you, and then they would have come back to the rest of this intro, right? I had an anime flashback because growing up I grew up in a poor neighborhood. There was a lot of, like, shall we say, sketchy people you couldn't trust, drunkies. I almost said drunkies. There were drunkies. There were definitely drunkies and junkies, and you just couldn't trust these people. So when they don't have your money, they would start with what happened was. And so now I don't want to do that because like that means the person's full of shit. But what happened was yesterday I sat down to record this batch of episodes. This isn't going to mean anything to the people on YouTube. You're going to see the episodes. It'll flow like ever, like it ever has, right? But it affects the viewing experience for this episode, so it's relevant. I got into it. I had my little intro, and then I started watching the episode. I watched the cold open, which was just a recap of what we'd already seen. No big deal. And then I noticed it was janky. Like it was the animation, and you'll see it because you'll see down there that you'll notice that it's not flowing like the animation's supposed to flow, right? It was like it was a bunch of still images. So we'd jump from this, and then we'd lose 3 seconds of animation, jump to the next thing, and then we'd lose like a second of animation, jump to the next thing. The dialogue was fine, but the animation was not keeping track, right? But I went through. But sometimes, like when I first start a QuickTime file, that will happen, and then it's almost like a car engine warming up, and then for the first minute or two, like it'll be a little stuttery, and then it'll never happen again for the rest of the file. So I didn't think too much of it in the cold open. But then I got into the opening song, and I was talking, and I got distracted by the fact that, like, it was still going, like it was still doing it. That wasn't normal. So then I stopped the recording and examined the file and look because it's like it's a 3 episode file. It's this episode and the next 2 episodes because then we have filler. So I recorded these 3 together, right? I went to little spots for the rest of the 3 episodes, and it was doing it the whole time. I was like, well, this ain't gonna work. Like I'll be too distracted and annoyed. So then I checked the next 2 episodes and realized I had never even recorded those. So it's like, well, this is we're screwed. And just so you know, because of my living situation, I have a roommate, and I can't screen record all the time. To screen record, I have to be out of the room. If I'm out of the room, there's not much to do in the rest of the house. Like if there's somebody else here, it's you know that's just the way the living situation works. So it's like I'm hovering over him at his computer or something. Like it's a small place, so it just doesn't really work. Like when he's gone, I can be like read a book in a different room or something, or just do housework. Typically, what I do is housework. But I can't record when he's here. Screen record when he's here, and he was here for a lot of the rest of the day. So I could have maybe managed an hour, but then I found out there was 2 more that I hadn't even recorded yet. So I was like, well, we're screwed. So long story short, this is the next morning from what you're about to see. It's almost a full day later. This is just how things worked out. But I've got everything screen recorded now, and it's fine. I think I've identified what the issue is. Because I've encountered other situations where the video will completely freeze. And the audio will continue, but the video will completely freeze. I've encountered that several times. I think what happens if I'm exporting files on this computer and trying to screen record at the same time, the screen recording screws up. That's what the issue is. So I guess I can't do that anymore, which means it slows everything down. I can't do 2 things at once. Desperately need a second computer. That's what I'm spending my money on next. But anyway, so what the long and short of this is, I'm going to go. The next thing that's going to happen is I'm going to play the intro for you, and then we're going to go into my reaction. I've cut out the part where I cue it up. There's no point in queuing up to this. I don't think it would sync anyway. It's very possible your copy wouldn't sync to mine, and it doesn't matter because it's just a cold open and part of the theme song, and then I stopped it and continued to talk, and I was going to stick that part at the end, and I was going to redo the theme song and stuff, but we're not going to do that. We're going to start this episode, the reaction portion of it, after the theme song. So that's where we're going to start. So don't try to sync it up with the cold open and the part of the theme song. just watch it as if I'm just talking because that's essentially what's happening. The cold open's very short. I just watched the whole thing and it flows pretty fine. It's all right. So what we'll do is we'll do my intro, and then what I was reacting to, and then what I say after what I was reacting to. The whole thing's probably about 5-6 minutes, I think. Then I'm going to come back and we'll queue up at the end of the theme song and do the actual reaction. So I know it's kind of wonky, but technology, am I right? Technology, am I right? You should look up Rodney Dangerfield's life. It's kind of interesting. He married the same woman twice. Married her for 8 to 9 years, took a couple years off, and married her again for another 8 to 9 years. Got a second divorce. Very interesting. But, he wasn't a character in here, so we don't care. Well, gee. I wonder how we're going to start this episode. I have to say, there's one thing. I don't give a shit about the rivalry between Naruto and One Piece. I like both shows. I don't care if somebody doesn't like one or doesn't like the other. It literally doesn't affect me one bit, right? But I do try not to talk about the other show, just because if you only like one, you'd be kind of annoyed hearing about the other. So, I respect that, and I try to, accommodate that. But in this case, I'm going to shit talk One Piece, so maybe you'll be on board. One Piece has these long ass effing. Their cold opens are essentially just a recap, and sometimes it can be 3 to 4 minutes long. Recap of what we just saw. We just saw it. We just saw it, man. Now this show's done it a couple times, but like One Piece, regularly every single episode, like clockwork, they have a recap. Then they do the title, and then you get into the actual effing episode. This show gets straight into the action. Now, this could be like a little bit of repeating what happened last week, but even then, if it is a repeated scene, I prefer a repeated scene to a recap. So here's all the different things that happened last episode. For me, at least it's been like a few days since I've watched the last episode, so a repeated scene isn't going to hurt my feelings. A recap, it's like it'll all come back to me. I don't need the recap. I just like the flow of a repeated scene better. And I like that we're getting straight into the action. So, speaking of getting straight into the action, let's do that. Okay, yeah, I do remember this part. But, see, it was a whole process. They were smashing through them all, right? So, I think we're at the end of that process now. Yeah. What's that all about? What's interesting about this is, I think it was Brienne told me that the reason he has to go with Naruto is he can keep Naruto under control. But my thing is, you can't let both of them get captured or everything's over. The world is over, so it doesn't matter if Naruto's in control or not. So I just fundamentally disagree with this decision. And, other people feel the other way, which is fine. Like, I don't have a problem with that. But I just very strongly feel that, like, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. If you have two good admirals, you can't put them in the same ship. That's idiotic, right? Like, if the ship gets sunk, you're done. So you have to trust they can control the beast, and you have to protect your other asset. If one of them's going to go out, you got to save the other. That's just common sense, man. It's common sense. It's what people do in warfare. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm distracted because there's something wrong with this video. Like, it's stuttering. It's not showing a real flow here. At the end of the credits, I'm gonna stop and see if I can figure out what this is, because it was doing it. Usually, it'll do that at the very beginning, but then it'll be fine. This time, that's not the case. So, but just to finish my thought, now that I stopped this, because it was really distracting me. I just, you never know in battle. Like, you've seen so many battles where it's like, there was 2 or 3 things they could have done, and they picked the wrong thing. You don't know if the other choices would have made a different outcome. But this is all Monday morning quarterbacking for the most part. What I find way more interesting is when you're in the moment and one outcome, one path seems so much better and so much more obvious than the other paths. But then again, you got to keep in mind now. I am a prudent person. When I play war games, I'm very prudent. I want to save all my people. I've said before, if I was a general, I'd want to save all my people. I'm not trying to sacrifice this group so the rest of the people can win. I wouldn't do the Rod Stark. Let's send 2,000 men to their death so the other 18,000 can win. I hate that shit. Like it feels so wasteful to me. I don't think I'd be a good general. I'd be one of these I'd be one of these Union Civil War generals who sucked because they were afraid to ever commit any forces or afraid to ever have a battle. Yeah, that's what I would be probably. So I admit that I'm conservative. Like I'm just not going to risk my men, and the conservative path here is you don't put both. They only need two people left to destroy the world, or create a hive mind. Is my understanding. They're going to create a hive mind and just basically destroy free will. Let's put it that way. They want to destroy free will. They only need two people, and you're going to send both people together. Like it's reckless as hell. It's risky. Like General Patton was reckless and risky, and he won. It was the right thing to do. It wouldn't have been me. If I had been a supervisor, I wouldn't let him do it, and then maybe World War II would have lasted a year longer. So I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying this is how I would do it. This is my plan. To me it just feels way too reckless. So it's okay to have a disagreement. We talked about this before. I'm never going to take it personally if somebody doesn't agree with me. It's like even if there's no reason to call each other names. Like, you moron, why would you think this? Like, there's no reason to do that, and nobody does that. But like a disagreement is fine. We can disagree. But I feel very strongly about this. I'm sure it's going to work out because of the plot, right? The writers, now maybe Killer Bee will die, which he wouldn't have done if he had. So there could be a consequence here. He'll die or get captured. I think at some point you do have to take Killer Bee off the board. It's more interesting if Naruto is the last one left. He's the last beast left. He doesn't have anybody to rely on. There's nobody to back him up. There can only be one Slayer. There's only one last samurai. There's only one last Mohican. I don't remember those movies, but I assume it's because there's no other ones, right? There's only one last Jedi. I do remember that movie, unfortunately. So, you know what I'm saying, though? But it's like, I do think now I'm talking about this out loud, I do believe that we're going to see Killer Bee taken off the board, either killed or more likely get his power sucked out. He'll get the bee sucked out so that Naruto's the last one left. So that all the eggs are in the one basket, and now that creates the most tension. That's the most excitement. You just have to get him, and you win the day. And that's kind of what you do. Like, if there's two cities left and you have to take both cities to win the war, one of those cities is going to fall, so that the narrative tension is that we got to save this last city, right? So I think it's obvious from a writing point of view, Killer Bee's getting off the board. So since that's now occurred to me, I'm going to say it's going to happen in this fight. And I'm going to say it's going to happen because he went with Naruto. Idiot. He's an idiot, and the people who let him do it are idiots. Like I said, that's just how I feel. Alrighty, here we go. Now remember, we are starting the last frame of the intro song. Which, by the way, I guess, obviously I don't guess about the movie. This movie's called The Road to Ninja, Naruto the movie. I want to see this. I'm going to watch it. It sounds very interesting. It sounds right up my wheelhouse. With all the spare time I have, I don't know when I'm going to have time. I'll do a reaction to it. I don't know if anybody will give a shit. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not super. I want to do it, but I don't know when I'll be able to fit it in. But anyway, because it's about like a parallel reality, totally into that. That sounds interesting. So, and they're promoting it really heavily in the series, which is. I don't like it. I'll be honest with you. They did a short that promoted it, which was fine because it was, I guess, just listed as filler. But doing the credits promoted and having the poster in the background and stuff, it's just distracting and just. I don't mind product integration. I'm not going to go on a big rant, but somebody walks into McDonald's in a show. Well, I walk into McDonald's myself. I pass Hardee's signs. I see people holding cans of Coke and Pepsi. That's not distracting. That's real life. What's distracting is soda brand soda. Nobody has soda brand soda in real life, so I find it distracting in movies. So I don't care about product integration. But in this case, it bothers me because, I'm walking down the street seeing a movie poster for. Well, I guess we are seeing movie posters. You know what I mean? Like, they're promoting their own shit. Their shit. It feels different. If they're promoting something that's real, it just kind of flows, your eyes pass right over it. It's real. This ain't real. So, I won't go on a rant. But that's how I feel about it. But I am interested in the movie, and I will try to check it out at some point. But hey, what do you say we finally get to the effing episode after 24 hours? I'm really excited. Man, the hype for this episode has become unreal because I've been waiting so long to watch it. Finally. 3, 2, 1. Jesus, man. Why does everything have to be so goddamn difficult? At least it's starting peaceful. The birds. The birds are singing, you know. You rich assholes. That's right. That whiny voice is such a great voiceover choice. Oh shit, that's right. Get your ass kicked. Get wrecked. Bitch. Finally, we get to see her do something. That's your next MFing job. Pack a lunch. Oh, okay. Get wrecked. Well, did he have a bunch of roadies? Oh, shit. Jesus. Ha! How droll. What an asshole. My F off. I know that's the point. We're not supposed to like him. That's why they chose the voice they chose. I get it. I feel manipulated, but man, do I hate him. It's what we call emotional manipulation. Holy shit. We knew she could do that, right? Oh, yeah, now we're talking. I wanted to see what the nerd could do. That's right, goddammit. The nerd could do something. I knew he could do something. I was kind of into it. Meanwhile, finally. Yep. Well, I'm going to leave now. You know, we need to have a talk about this son bitch. What the hell is he? How is he so powerful? He's so overpowered. Yeah, screw him. He was going to use the feudal lords to trade for the tails. Okay. Exactly. Right. You don't need them. Stupidly, I might add. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, nice guitar, by the way. Right. No, that's smart. That's smart tactics. I'm chilling. Oh shit! It's like when Voldemort steps onto the field. Big boy. I'm obsessed with Choji's dad, Ant Man, and yeah, large man. I guess he calls himself. It's been a long war, man. Like 20 minutes. He's tired. That's right. Is her name Ten Ten or Tauntaun? That is her, right? Get him out of here. Let me see if she's using a bunch of weapons. Or if she's just going to collapse. Oh, shit. tools are awesome. Why would I use anything else? That's right. So he's the one I don't like, not the one. This has been explained to me. There's so much to talk about. That's right. Get these corpses out of here. Some of them are in the water. Oh shit. Oh boy. Yeah. What the hell did you just summon? A kaiju. Oh, you got him locked up. That's not good. Because I assume you're gonna unchain him. Unchain the beast. Jesus Christ. Why can't you fight like a normal person? Y'all screwed. You are proper screwed. You and Han Solo. Yeah, no shit. Quit talking shit, bitch. Come on, butterfly. Yeah. Jesus. Holy shit, look at the scale of the foot. It's hard to tell scale sometimes. I knew he was big. Yep, he's gonna smash the box open. Smash the jar open. He's the scale of his foot next to Toby. That was some shit, man. That's right, get your bitch ass. Actually, they're not that incomparable. Yeah, kick his ass. Right in the face. Holy shit. Y'all need seatbelts or something, man. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, wow. The sheer scale, man. Now he's gonna disappear, you bitch ass. Also, we have a movie coming out. Y'all some bitches, but yeah. We need to join the battle. Someone made a very good point about the leader, his brother. Yeah, dumbass. Yeah. He just told you stop wasting chakra, dumbass. Yeah, he's such an idiot. Um, he's a supreme commander of all the forces. Everybody will follow his orders. If orders are coming from somebody else, they might not follow them. I don't think that's how the military should work. But this is an allied coalition that was crammed together. So it makes sense. That's what you should have done in the first place. Screw him. You're goddamn right. Yeah, I'll save that for knocking down heads. Why are you going the other way? I was walking this way. Oh, he was going. He was. Oh, oh, I see. He was going that way because he was going to go through the wall. Oh, yeah. Okay, I get it. I thought she was just clowning on him. Jesus. What a great character design. This is an incredible character design, man. It better be a mountain. If it's a molehill, you're screwed. Get this sumbitch. Oh, he was going to put an earth dome over him, like a rock dome. Get this rock out of my face. Yeah. Oh, shit. Holy shit. Well, they're dead as hell, right? Yeah. I see. Right. So this is the creature he's going to use when he has all nine? He's going to turn it into the Ten Tails? Kind of risky to put it on the battlefield then, isn't it? What if it gets wiped out? Probably won't. He's got the power of 7 different beasts. I like his bunker he created. Oh, you're back, huh? Well, he wants that jar. But dude, yeah. Yeah. Kick his ass. Sure, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Freeze his ass. Right. That's exactly what he wants to do. He's very smart. I like you. Yep. That's exactly what he is. He's coming for that ass, too. Apparently, Toby has a psychic link to him. He can control everything he does at any moment. Oh, shit. Yep. You better run. What does the big brain on Brad think about this? I'm not too worried. He's smart enough to get the hell out of the way. Yep. Now what's big boy? We need a name for the son bitch. He's just gonna puff out of existence. He got what he wanted. We probably lost a lot of people for nothing here. I'm loving the sound design here, man. You got the water, you got the magic sounds. Lock his ass up. The wind and I guess mummy effect. They are nailing it, man. Seal me up. That could be a song. Seal me up. Play that scene. Just listen. The sound design was exquisite. That's right. Kick his ass. Now the music's kicking ass. My God. Look, I'm peeking around. What's happening over there? They're waiting, boy. If you make it over this ridge, you're screwed. That's what everybody thinks when they start a war. Right. Yeah, one tentacle. Yeah. Uh huh. What about tomorrow? Exactly. Yeah, back in the box you go. Man, I love this box effect. It's so cool. It's like you're finished playing with your toys, you put them back in the box, right? We're out of here. Well, it's going to be a long night. I mean, we can also stay where we are. That's a soldier's job. This isn't a democracy. Shut the hell up. Although you are sitting on a dog, which is really cool. What are you, the towel girl? How about you just do what you're told? Idiots. Well, that's a long night then. Tomorrow you're going to be exhausted, so you should only have like 25% staying on guard. Dumbass. She's got a monkey on her back. Yep, you should be ashamed. Why is he giving me surfer bro energy with that voice? Yeah. Thing is, Jesus, holy shit! Now casualties means dead and wounded. Shit, I missed what you said. Oh, okay, exactly. They can just be reanimated, recreated, whatever, right? That is brutal. I knew they took a lot of losses, but goddamn, it's not making much sense. By the way, here's the thing: how far? I thought the island. Well, where's the battlefield in relationship to where the capital city is, where the island was, right? Where Naruto came from. I guess it's further away than I thought because he left and has been traveling all day. Now it's nighttime and he still hasn't reached the battlefield. So it must be further away than I thought. Also, because so much was happening in this episode, it's crazy. Just to put a pin in what I was saying before, the reason I was told the reason why Killer Bee's brother didn't go to the battlefield is because it's a hastily cobbled together alliance. People don't trust each other. This happened in World War II with Eisenhower. Like it was some people wouldn't take his orders. There's a lot of backbiting. There's a lot of resistance, and they had years to coalesce. These people have had days. So everybody's like, okay, we'll take orders from him, but maybe we won't take orders from his designate, right? And maybe it'll be a plot point. That's why people said this in the first place. Like maybe Shikamaru's dad gives an order next episode or episode after that, and somebody doesn't obey it because it's not coming from the right person, and that's how the person knew to give me this comment. It's possible, or it was just a rationale. Like it makes total sense. It's completely logical. As soon as I said it, I was like, that does make sense. That's why you need him on. You need him in headquarters. He's the one person everybody will obey, so he has to stay there. Now he's left, probably going to create problems. But that was something I didn't factor in when I was bitching about that. In a perfect world, you don't need him in there. Tsunade makes more sense because her power, I know she can fight. We've seen her fight. But her powers are basically medical. She makes more sense. I don't think she's as valuable in the battlefield other than like healing people. He definitely should have been on the battlefield from the beginning. Like he seems like a really good fighter. Now, I don't think we've seen him in action. Maybe a little bit, like when they were in the building and they got attacked by Sasuke and some other people. Sasuke, by the way, I guess he's taking another 100-episode break from the series. Also, just talking about casualties real quick. If somebody hasn't like studied war history and played war games and read the books and all that stuff, it may be a little confusing. Casualties means death and wounded. There's also other categories. There's different kinds of wounded. There is, I have a boo-boo that's going to take me out of the fight for a couple minutes. And then there is, I have a boo-boo that's going to take me out of the fight today, but I can fight again tomorrow. You can get patched up and get back into the action. And then there's people, they're not fighting for weeks. People can be unconscious for days. They could have lost limbs. In a traditional battle, you're done. Maybe here, people could probably survive the loss of a limb. I'm not sure. So when I say 40,000 casualties, how many of that's dead? Usually it's broken down into the numbers. And typically what you'll find is the dead will be 10 to 20% of the casualty number. Very rarely in a traditional, this is not a traditional war. Very rarely in a traditional war will you see 50% or more of them are dead. Like that's almost unheard of. Usually, because there's far more people wounded, because anything can be a wound. Shrapnel, scratching your face and maybe scratching one of your eyes, you're wounded. You go to the casualty list. Where the number of people, like the amount of damage it takes to kill you is much greater. The threshold is greater. Where anything can cause an injury. That's why the numbers are always weighted with injuries rather than dead. Right? So for him to say lost half the force, I don't think is accurate. I think 10% of that 40,000 is dead. So that's like 4,000 are dead. And then probably 50% of the wounded number, which would be 36,000, probably can't fight tomorrow. So take them off the board. Another 25% most likely can't fight. Some of them will be able to. They can just force themselves out of there. Maybe they can be in a laying position with a rifle or something, but like they won't be. And then 25% of that 36,000 can be pressed into action tomorrow. They won't be as good as they were yesterday, but they'll be pretty decent. So it's not as dire as it looks if the writers understand all this. If the writers think that, well, most of them are dead and you got a few wounded. If they think that's I don't think that's realistic. But who knows? I'm making a lot of assumptions here. But yeah, this is a wild ass episode. And again, like I said before, I'm confused by Naruto's travel time. I guess I'm not sure exactly how far the battlefield is from everything. I do know that the people traveled, but here's the thing. They left where they were, which I assume is outside the city. Again, another assumption. Traveled for an hour or two, and then, I don't know, those forces haven't engaged yet, I don't think. So they may be further away from the battlefield, but they didn't travel like a day and a night to get there. It didn't seem like they traveled very long. I don't know. It's a little confusing, the scale of the map. We don't really say, here's the capital, here's where the battlefield is, here's the scale. But they don't want Naruto to enter the action to a specific moment in the fight. So that's why it's going to take him however long it takes him for that to happen, right? So, if they need him to take 2 days, it'll take 2 days. If they need him to take 1 hour, it'll take 1 hour. It depends on what the plot requires. That sounds snarky. It's not really. It's just, it's a fact of writing. So, but like trying to wrap your mind around it in the moment is a little difficult.